In the boost, you might need some time type thing before all the boosting is going on. So I threw a Wall of Swords in, which is a flying 3/5 creature type thing, and a 2-casting Wall of Resistance flying 03 creature. And at the end of any turn in which Wall of Resistance dealt damage, put a 0+1 counter on it. Now you could Tim that wall type thing because it doesn't specify where that damage has to come from, but I didn't build that into this deck. So in that type of thing, then you could Tim it for 1 and make it an 04 wall. Then Tim it again for 1 the next round and make it an 05 wall for block up to 5 toughness type thing in that type of sense. Or 4 toughness and on type thing in that type of thing. Also for build up against our army type thing in that type of sense, I put in a Wrath of God to bury all creatures. And in that type of sense, I also put in Mageta type thing. 2 white and 2 colors. Discard 2 cards from your hand. Destroy all creatures except for Mageta the Lion. Those creatures can't be regenerated. And he does a kind of a King's Samuel type thing in that type of sense. I want to say Samson, but I don't think it's Samson type thing when he picked up that jawbone and fought his way out against 5,000 people type thing. Mageta type thing, biblical. In that type of sense, destroy all creatures type thing and left standing alone. Destroy all creatures except for Mageta the Lion. Those creatures can't be regenerated. So he doesn't even have to touch them type thing. He just, the same cost of the Wrath of God type thing, he just taps and then everything is destroyed type thing. And then from his like the mighty hair string type thing with the guy with the jawbone and fighting out the 5,000 army thing. And then he's left alone to stand superior type thing. And then you can go back to building up your army. If you ran into the wrong pool type thing. Also for building up your army, a soul ring, classically type thing. Tap, it's a 1 casting cost. Tap, add 2 colors mana to your mana pool. This ability is played. First round, you cast that, and then you wait type thing in that type of sense. Second round, add another planes. You got 2 planes and a soul ring. Boom, that's 2 planes and a soul ring. That's 4 casting cost type thing, and you're done. And you can start casting stuff like you're 1 away. You can cast a Karibou, or you could cast the Mageta, or get close to casting Mageta, or you can throw out like a Disenchant and a Crusade at the same time, you know, or Disenchant, or trying to think of something that's not specific because those are 2 white specific type thing. Or you could do a Resurrect type thing, or a Wall of Resistance, and a Disenchant at the same time. Perfect. Yeah. So in that type of sense, you've also got Disenchant, remove artifact creatures type thing in that type of sense, like Jade Golems and Juggernauts, or destroy target artifact or enchantment. So if they're an artifact type thing in that type of sense, then you can destroy them with this type of thing. Or in that type of sense, you could source the Plowshares and destroy a creature type thing in that way. In that sense, remove target creature from the game. Creature's controller gains life equal to its power, but it's gone type thing in that type of sense. And in that type of thing, you can boost Glorious Anthem, all creatures you control get +1/+1. You could do Angelic Voices, as long as the only creatures you control are white, or artifact creatures, all creatures you control get +1/+1. And you can do Crusades type thing, and all white creatures get +1/+1. And I've got 2 Glorious Anthems, 2 Angel Voices, and 4 Crusades in there for a total of +8/+8 to the white creatures beforehand. And the Savannah Lions, the White Knights, the Karibou, the Decree of Justice, the Order of Leitbur, the Longbow Archers, and the Serra Angels with the Seraph, and the Silver Seraph, and Mageta. And in that type of thing, now for an extra, and the walls type thing in that type of sense. And for some extra fun type thing in that type of sense, I included 1 blessing, which is pumpable by 1 white plane, and some spirit links type thing in that type of sense. Every 1 white plane that you put in there, it gains +1/+1 on the enchanted creature. And there's some other ones type thing for sure, which was painful to make this deck on, but I just went ahead and threw 1 in there and only have 1 type thing. Gain 1 life for every 1 damage target creature deals. You may gain more life than the toughness or the total life of the creature or player damaged by the creature's spirit link enchants. In that type of sense, you can put that on that, and then the White Knight or the Order of Leitbur or somebody with this blessing type thing like a Serra Angel would do 8, you would gain 8, their creatures would fold, and you would kill from 20 to 28, then from 28 to 36, and so on and so on. So that's always fun. And in that type of thing, Resurrection, take a creature from your graveyard and put it directly into play. Treat this creature as though it were just summoned. So now, in that type of thing, from that, which is hard to imagine type thing, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's once again 4 cards by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set block type thing. So it's a 4 cards by 5, 4 cards by 5 matrix type thing. So that's 20, and then that's also 20. So that's 20 plus 20. So that's 20, and that's 20. And that's 20 plus 20 type thing, that's 40, and then plus 20 of your mana type thing, and that's 60. And that's a 60 card white deck. And in that type of sense, when you're sideboarding type thing, I created a quick sideboard. My sideboards type thing, I use the 20 theory type thing out of here type thing, either in creature removal or in boost type thing. Decide to add that out of the 15 cards. So in here type thing, in that type of sense, I've got 3 removals type thing, 2 more Swords to Plowshares and Exiles type thing that I have to consider, like maybe taking out the speed of the boost spells type thing, or actually maybe taking out the Spirit Links and Resurrect type thing in that type of sense, and going to more removal type thing, and adding that to the other Sword to Plowshares that are in there type thing. So 4 Sword to Plowshares, plus then the Exile, plus Mageta and a Wrath of God, which would have 6 creature removals type thing. So that would be interesting, and technically plus the 2 Disenchants if they're artifact creatures type thing. I have 2 Disenchants in there for a total of 5 in my sideboard. I've got 2 Master Decoys type thing for a total of 7 in there. And those are extra creatures, and I could take out the Disenchants and Swords of Plowshares if they didn't have any creatures type thing in that type of sense, or any theme of that. Go up to more creatures, and they're 1/2 creatures type thing, and they tap target creatures type thing. So if they didn't have, if they didn't have, let's say, Disenchant, like any enchantments or artifacts type thing, then the Disenchant wouldn't have any effect. So then I could take out the 2 Disenchants and add in 2 more creatures type thing in that type of sense to my queue. Perfect. And in that type of thing, go up to 22 creatures type thing and 18 boost, which is 40, and then add 20 mana and go to 60. Now, from that type of thing, I can Knight of Thorns type thing in that type of sense, and I lost count on that. I think that's 9 or 10 type thing. It might be 8. And or Dogged Hunter if they've got tokens, or if I want protection from Red Knight type thing with boost going on out there, that's perfect. Or if I want to destroy target red permanent with the South Paladin, also great. And that's a Northern Paladin type thing to destroy black one type thing in that type of sense. If they've got, as a black deck that you're playing against, and have to get rid of black creatures and black permanents like a Demonic Horde or Lord of the Pit, just tap the Northern Paladin and singularly just crush it out. Or crush out their feed creatures type thing, and then the Lord of the Pit's not being fed type thing, and it'll turn on its master type thing and do 7 damage to them. Also perfect. And in that thing, in that type of sense, that's Divine Transformation, and that's some more boost type thing. Target creature gets +3/+3, and as the joke goes type thing in that type of sense, but they don't get the cool features that are mentioned in the picture compared to the text. Won't turn you into some angelically hot babe, but you will get +3/+3 type thing on your target creature, and that's great. Or the wings, or anything of suggested flying type thing in the quote-unquote Serra Blessing blossoming in the means. But that's still cool in that type of sense. And in that type of thing, that sideboard should be 15 cards type thing. So that's our Divine Transformation, that's 4. That's a Northern Paladin, which also counts as a 3/3 creature. That's 5. Southern Paladin as a 3/3 creature. That's 6. Dogged Hunter type thing, that's 7. The Knight of Thorns, that's 8. 2 Master Decoys, that's 10. 2 Disenchants type thing in that type of sense, that's 12. An Exile, that's 13. And 2 more Swords to Plowshares, that's 15 for your sideboard. And you can decide on which pace that you need to keep type thing in that type of sense. If you're against something quicker type thing and it's on the ground, you might want to go quicker and take out your 2 bigger casters and just rely on the Crusades boost and drop your Silver Seraph type thing and Seraph in exchange for 2 3/3 Paladins that can destroy red and black permanents. You never know. Or you might add the Dogged Hunter type thing to destroy token creatures, like I made a 1919 token type thing. I take the Dogged Hunter out, he destroys token creatures because that thing has as a neutral identity type thing, and he taps, he destroys it, and sends it bye-bye. So it just, and he seals the evil. And so in that type of sense, and that's a great card type thing in that type of sense, destroy target creature token. So for elf decks and anything that makes those target token creatures or some type of black token creature type thing, even my Decree of Justice type thing in that type of sense, and it makes some type of just ridiculous thing out there type thing, and it's like, it's a token type thing, and it's a 10/10 token zombie type thing in that type of sense, you know, like, and the Dogged Hunter taps and destroys that thing. And then bye-bye. And then that's or a Sword to Plowshare or things of that nature, and so you might take that out because the Silver Seraph is 8 casting cost, and the Seraph is 7 casting cost, and your versus a fairly fast deck, so you might add in the Dogged Hunter, and which is kind of specific because you still have to be playing against a token deck type thing. And unfortunately, I don't have 4 of them type thing in that type of sense. But if you're going to be playing against everybody who's always playing token decks type thing, then you would want 4 of them type thing. But if they don't have any token creatures, the Dogged Hunter really can't operate a special ability on a more solid creature that's not a token type thing. It has to be specifically a token creature type thing in that type of sense. because the Lord of the Pit is not a token creature. That's a named summon creature type thing in that type of sense. And its ability couldn't destroy that type thing. It would just be a 1/1 creature versus a 7/7 Lord of the Pit type thing, and it would get squished. But if somebody made a copy of that and said, flipped over a magic card type thing in that type of sense and said, here's my creature type thing, it is like, it's a Lord of Pit clone type thing, and it's a 5/5 token creature, then Dogged Hunter would tap type thing, and you would destroy that creature type thing, because if it's neutral proxy identity type thing. And that's great. And so in that type of sense, that's what's going on. So that's why I included one, because you have to find out who your opponent is in the chess game type thing in that type of sense, if they move their bishops type thing. And it's like, I've got a great removal method type thing for somebody who moves their bishops, but they like playing with their knights, and so the geometry of that attack is off type thing in that type of sense, and knights like to bounce around type thing in their L formation in that type of means, which makes them a little bit more easier to escape, with the method of try to hunt down type thing that you're bringing down on them. They hunt behind some pawns type thing, hunt back behind the enemy lines of your sense, and come back and start horking your pieces type thing. Uncool. Yeah. So in that type of sense, you kind of need to go what you know type thing. In this type of thing, you're trying to go with what your opponent knows type thing. And if they're not playing any red deck, then trying to destroy anything with the Southern Paladin type thing in that type of sense. The red destroy permanent doesn't work on a green deck in that type of sense. Has no effect on it type thing. Then the Southern Paladin would just be a 3/3 impressive white creature type thing with no ability to activate in that type of sense, because none of those creatures out there are red. So that wouldn't do anything in that type of sense. You have to sit there. That's why I put it in my sideboard, just in case to see what type of colored deck they were playing. Once you get more of a feel for them type thing, you can start isolating their deck with your sideboard and make it more intimate and more directive type thing, just more strategized. So in that type of sense, which is perfect. There were some other cards that you can definitely change out type thing. Some people might turn this into a bird deck and lose the ground pounders with first strike and put in Suntails and other bird soldiers and things like that. Some might leave it with no flying and do it with clerics type thing. Take out the first striking once again and the angels type thing, or leave the Serras and then put in 4x4 block of clerics morphing and protecting type thing, and make 16 there, and then add another 2 in boost type thing instead of the Spirit Links and the Disenchants and Swords of Plowshares type thing. And then that would add on 16 plus 4 for clerics, that's 20, and another 4 with 24 clerics and Serra Angels type thing in that type of sense. Exciting. And so Excelsior. And that's really cool. And I was just wanted to put that out there for people who want to understand what a block program is. Alright, thanks for doing so. If this doesn't work, what I'll probably do is I'll cut this in half type thing in that type of sense. And thanks for watching both parts, because I'm looking at my timer on the back of my camera here, and it's saying 26 minutes and 38 seconds type thing. So if that's uncool type thing for it, which I think Facebook only, or YouTube only does 15-minute HD or 15-minute length videos. Actually, some other people, they might have to pay for it. I'm not sure on that. So in that type of sense, I'll go ahead and put that up and see how that works. If it is, I'll cut it, and this will be a two-parter. But thanks again for listening. Enjoy being out there and constructing new decks with block diagramming, and have a great one. Okay, bye. Oh, do I need to do some voice type thing, like type thing in that type of sense? Of tomorrow, of today, for the news of tomorrow or something. And this is CNN Oprah 1D8+1, the Leonal Orbs. Have a great one. Bye.